There is a quiet power that most people never notice. It does not announce itself. It does not demand attention. It moves without fanfare, unseen and often unrecognized. Yet it shapes outcomes in ways that the loud, the visible, and the frantic cannot replicate. Imagine a person working diligently behind the scenes, investing time, energy, and focus without the need to tell anyone, without the compulsion to show progress or seek approval. To an observer, it might seem as if nothing is happening, but inside that silence, momentum is quietly building. The reason most people fail to recognize this is because we are conditioned to equate visibility with value. Success is measured by applause, by likes, by praise, by recognition. But the reality is different. The most profound transformations, the kind that change lives, careers, and destinies, often begin in the absence of witnesses. There is a principle at play here. When you focus on your work rather than your audience, the universe begins to respond. When your attention is on mastery rather than validation, opportunities align. When your energy is dedicated to growth rather than performance, momentum forms naturally. The paradox is that noise is seductive. To broadcast your intentions feels productive. To tell the world about your plans feels motivating. Yet this very exposure often dissipates the energy that could have been used to build something substantial. Sharing too early, seeking acknowledgement prematurely, or relying on external reinforcement can fracture focus, dilute intention, and invite resistance from outside forces. Those who understand this operate differently. They value results over recognition. They understand that the loudest voices in the room rarely dictate outcomes. Instead, outcomes are shaped by consistent, disciplined action, repeated silently and intentionally over time. Silence is not emptiness. It is a container for ideas, for practice, for reflection, for incremental improvement. It holds energy in one place until the moment is ripe for manifestation. And when the time comes, the impact is multiplied, precisely because it was built without interference, without noise, without distraction. There is a second layer to this principle: psychological alignment. When you work in silence, your mind becomes less dependent on external feedback. Your self-esteem is not tied to applause or attention. This independence reduces anxiety and allows more accurate assessment of progress. It trains the mind to focus on what truly matters, rather than what appears impressive. The process cultivates patience, resilience, and strategic thinking. You begin to see that waiting, observing, and preparing is often more powerful than reacting, broadcasting, or rushing. Your subconscious begins to align with your conscious goals. Each small action, repetition, and refinement compounds in subtle ways, creating a foundation that is far stronger than anything built hastily for visibility. In this state, the universe responds not as a magical force, but as a reflection of the energy you consistently put into motion. Opportunity, timing, and synchronicity appear because the conditions were carefully prepared, not because they were announced or demanded. People working in silence often attract resources, mentors, and opportunities without solicitation. Doors open precisely when readiness meets opportunity. And the beauty is that these results are sustainable. Visibility without substance is fleeting. Work without focus is fragile. Silence with deliberate action is enduring. Yet the human mind resists this method. It craves recognition, reassurance, and the comforting illusion that exposure equals progress. To work in silence requires trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the process, trust in timing. It requires embracing uncertainty without needing immediate validation. This is where most people fail. They mistake noise for momentum. They confuse broadcast for creation. They chase applause while ignoring the unseen work that produces the real result. But those who commit to silence, who focus on mastery, learn an essential lesson. Attraction follows action, not announcements. Energy flows to what is concentrated, refined, and maintained. When you stop explaining, defending, or showcasing your process, your energy is preserved. Your attention is focused. Your intent is clarified. You become a magnet for alignment because you are no longer scattering energy into validation or recognition. The third layer is strategic revelation. Silence does not mean invisibility forever. It means timing your reveal. It means allowing the work to speak for itself. There is power in emergence. There is impact in unveiling what has been carefully cultivated. And when the moment comes, your effort appears multiplied, exponential, and undeniable precisely because it was hidden in plain sight. The contrast between preparation and revelation amplifies influence. Those who see it often underestimate the time and discipline it took to manifest. And this is the true advantage of working in silence. You control the narrative not by words or posts, but by results, by readiness, by alignment. This principle also intersects deeply with psychology. Working silently strengthens focus, builds confidence independent of validation, and fosters intrinsic motivation. Teaches self-mastery. It trains attention to subtleties, patterns, and timing. It cultivates a mindset where patience is not weakness, but power. Where invisibility is not irrelevance, but preparation. And where discipline outweighs desire for external applause. The practice is deceptively simple. Do the work, refine the craft, improve quietly, consistently, and without need for recognition. Observe growth internally before revealing externally. Align energy with intention before seeking reaction. Trust that attraction is a function of readiness, not broadcast. Most people never reach this level because the temptation to announce, to explain, to seek validation is overwhelming. Noise is persuasive. Applause is intoxicating. Recognition is addictive. But for those who persist, who hold energy quietly, who align action with intention, the results are disproportionate. Work in silence, and the universe responds not because it is conscious, but because alignment creates conditions for opportunity. Momentum grows invisibly, accumulates silently, and manifests at precisely the right time. This is the paradox. Silence, restraint, and focus create far greater influence than visibility, explanation, or performance ever could. The power of working in silence is not in secrecy itself, but in disciplined alignment. It is in quiet mastery. It is in energy preserved and directed toward what truly matters. It is in trust that results will emerge, trust that readiness will attract, and trust that action without announcement produces influence far beyond what noise can achieve. To master this principle is to understand timing, energy, focus, and alignment. To work in silence is to cultivate power that cannot be rushed, cannot be diluted, and cannot be ignored once it manifests.